sounds nearby.
Hello, my name is Andrew Auten, and I am a sound designer from Phoenix, Arizona. This video here is my Wwise Unreal technical demo. This is an RPG game I made using Unreal Engine and placeholder assets. For the audio portion of the game, I used Reaper as my DAW and Wwise as my integration software. For the audio design process, I first started off with the environmental sounds, as this level had a lot of great material to build a bed of sound. From there, I began work on the main characters and enemy sounds. I then finished off the map with some nice music to accompany the quick action that takes place. Let's take a further look at each of these elements in depth. Here is my Wwise project. I have my environment here. So the first key to this level was getting the ocean sound right, as that is the core of this level design. Next up, there were some gusts of wind, and these are all housed in a random container that occasionally play throughout the game. Finally, we have some bird noises here for that, so we use some seagulls. And these are all housed in a random container that use an emitter with automation to get some of the bird travel paths randomized to really make sure they feel like they're flying over your head. Let's hear all of these now in action together. Moving forward here, let's talk about our main character and enemy. So our main character here is our sword character here. So he had several animations here. So using our AK event anim notifies for this. So here's a good example of a footstep in action. There's also some nice armor clinks here that randomly play in a random container. To take things further here, set up a switch container here to detect the multiple surface types that the player encounters here, from debris to the tile to some dirt in the upper portions of the level. This blueprint here uses a line traced by channel to draw a line down from our character. Then we use a break hit result to detect the surface material type and set a switch container that's in Wwise to make sure it detects the correct material. Let's hear this in action. For the main character's sword weapon, I used Weaponizer by Krotos Audio to get some solid sword sounds and then processed them with Pro Q3. I love the dynamic EQ here on the high shelf here to really bring out a lot of the sheen of that sword. The sounds are then placed into Wwise and random containers to keep it going, and there's also some nice flesh hit sounds when the sword detects a collision. To further buff on the sword hit flesh random container, I set up an RTPC that detects the troll's health, and as the troll gets lower health, the weapon loudness will increase. I really wanted to give the player a good sense as they near victory in the game. Here's what the blueprint looks like in Unreal. Moving on to the troll noises, I first started off with Krotos Dehumanizer 2 to get some gnarly voice effects on my voice. I also used the black box here to really add some nice saturation. For the troll's attack sound, I used whoosh and layered several really heavy hits. Let's see these in action. Finishing up on the troll here, I set an RTPC value to detect when the troll is at low HP and also increase the troll's overall sound effects so that he gets louder and angrier to really kind of scare the player into finishing him off. For the music section, I first started off and created 4 different game states for the level. So there's danger nearby as the troll approaches, combat for fighting the troll, and then either victory or defeat. These are then all linked to a main music switch, which has its playlist containers all set up to go. For the first music part, the player overlaps a trigger box, which enables a voice acting line and then some ominous music.
Trolls nearby.
For the combat music, I used this blueprint here in the Troll AI setup to detect on perception and to switch the state into combat mode. There's a very nice cymbal swell as well that plays to really get the combat transitioned effectively. For the final mix here, I started off using a nice bus compressor here on the master bus just to get a little gentle compression here. I then used a reverb aux track just to get little things a little more wet when I needed it. And then finally here, I used each bus and I mixed it by the state just to really get some nice further mixing done here, make sure everything blended together very well. Thank you so much for checking out my tech demo, and have a good day.